Hello friends, we are here somewhere very special once again. We are in southwest Bolivia, not far from the Chilean border, and we are about to go on one of the rites of passage as a Pan-American traveler. We are about to do the Lagunas route. Now the Lagunas route is a backcountry route that's going to take us through some very wild country. It is really dusty and rocky here. I am going to air down to 30 in the front, 40 in the back. That should be kind of a good higher speed air down. All right, we're aired down. Let's go check out the Lagunas route. Look at this, we pulled into Laguna Honda and we found this little peninsula that had two tracks going up onto it. And we are parked with 270-degree views. We're surrounded by flamingos. A beautiful sunset is happening right now. This is gonna be a cool place to camp. It is getting cold, it is getting a little breezy, but we're in our nice warm vans with our Timberline heaters, and it's gonna be a great night tonight. Now we do have a friend named Nick who's gonna meet us back here. And we thought maybe he would be here by now, but we haven't seen him yet. So hopefully this spot, Nick will be able to spot us and we won't get too separated and Nick can travel with us tomorrow. And tomorrow we have a bunch of really epic places to explore. This is gonna be great. Bolivia, you're treating us right, thank you. This is awesome. Good morning, Lagunas route. Wow. It was cold last night. I don't know if my app was right, but the weather app was saying it was gonna get down to 22. And I can't believe what I'm seeing here right now. The lakes that were totally open water yesterday are frozen over completely. I'm seeing a big mass of flamingos that are huddled up over here on the ice. Our buddy Nick rolled in here after dark, so it was good to see that he found us. And I think everyone is just trying to stay warm right now. It is chilly out here, but it is beautiful. The first rays of light are hitting the tops of the mountains. We're down kind of this bowl, so it's going to be a while before we get any sun. But wow, what a place. Can you see this mass of flamingos? They're all huddled up. They're on the ice. Somebody once told us that the flamingos can get their feet frozen in the ice because they stand there all night long and the ice freezes around them. I don't know if that's what I'm witnessing or not, but there is a ton of flamingos and they're all kind of huddled up on the ice. We are at about 13,500 feet. It's funny, after months of being at around 12 or higher, I'm feeling pretty dang good at 13.5. So I think this morning we're gonna let it warm up a little bit and then we're gonna push on down the Lagunas route. So we are crossing the Atacama Desert. The Atacama is the driest place in all of Earth. The only moisture that comes to a lot of this area comes in the form of fog. It doesn't ever rain, it doesn't ever snow. It's just a really dry place. I was reading up on it last night and they were saying that parts of the Atacama get virtually no moisture, and that it is the place that is the closest to Mars. There's places where when they test the soil, there is no sign of life here. It is just rocks and dirt. We are in the cloud shadow of the Andes and the coastal Chilean mountains, and they just block all moisture from getting into this region. It's pretty interesting. For a guy like me who loves deserts, it's pretty cool to come here and check it out. But this is a high altitude desert. This is very different than the deserts I'm used to in the southwestern US. It is so much drier than those. And being that, you know, we're not even that high right now and we're at 13,500, that plays a whole nother factor into this desert. right, we've made it to Chinchilla Rock. The question is, will we see a chinchilla or will we just see rocks? There's a chinchilla right up there on the rock. Okay, you guys might ask, what is a chinchilla? And all I know about chinchilla is what I'm seeing right now. They look like rabbits with short ears, and they have a tail like a cat, but it has a little bit of a curl to it. Not quite like a pigtail, but more like a curly-tailed cat rabbit creature. They're kind of cute. There's a weird moss type growth here, and other than a few tiny little bushes, this is all that is here. Well, here it is, Arbor Piedras. It's the famous stone tree of the Atacama Desert. It's pretty cool looking. Kind of reminds me of some of the stuff we see in Utah and the Fisher Towers. All these rocks around here are totally carved by the wind. There is some spectacular sculpture in these. It seems like this is the one that everybody takes pictures of, but the rest is, if you go poking around, there are some really neat features. All right, we are driving around Laguna, Colorado. And boy, this is beautiful out here still, but the washboard is incredible. We are just getting bounced around like crazy. There is some parts where it is just bone rattling washboard. We're trying to find our next place to camp. It's gotten kind of windy this afternoon, so I think we're gonna try to find a place a little more sheltered than on the edge of these lakes. So it's like an oasis out here around these lakes, and all the wildlife teams here. Now, not that there's a lot of wildlife because this is a very dry, inhospitable place, but we are seeing vicuña and we are seeing lots of flamingos here in really all the lakes. And it seems like maybe they're eating some sort of a brine shrimp. And then we did see the chinchillas back there at Chinchilla Rock. So there is some life here, although this would be a hard place to live.
Our own dust is...
We created our own whiteout. Oh my gosh, I can't see a thing. Did we end up at the parking area?
Yep.
So I think we did make a wrong turn because we are at the parking area here. Hope it doesn't rain tonight. All right, we are here in a bush camp in this awesome canyon that we drove up into. This will be nice because it can get us out of the wind a little bit. Also give us some shade. Although I bet tonight it's still going to be really cold. But I'm pretty excited because I see some bouldering to be done here. It is so dry here, you just feel the moisture just getting sucked out of you. So I'm going to drink a bit, get a bunch of water, and then see what this scrambling around on this canyon's like. Looks pretty sweet. It has been a wonderful night here in this canyon. It has just been so fun being around the rocks and getting to go bouldering and being protected from the wind. This has been a great spot. But we've got about 90 more kilometers of the Laguna route, and we've got a lot of cool things to see. So let's get out of here. All right, right now we're at 15,892 feet above sea level, and we're still going up. I think this is a high altitude record for our van. and maybe for rebel vans in general. But this is a terribly corrugated road. We're just bouncing along here, and on top of that, it is full of rocks. Everywhere we can see, there's nothing but rocks. This must be one of the parts of the Atacama Desert that gets almost zero rainfall a year. It looks like we're on the face of Mars. You can just hear how my voice is bouncing around. We are just getting terribly beat up driving along this road right now. The road keeps going on higher here, and I think we're gonna reach 16,000 feet, possibly higher. We're driving by our first geyser. Okay, we made it to these geysers. There is mud pits, there's little vents with steam shooting out. This is a crazy spot. It's so wild here in the Atacama Desert. We've seen so many different things. And this geothermal area is just kind of another example of it that I wasn't even expecting until we got back here. It's really cool to explore. Wow, this is like Yellowstone without all the sidewalks, signs, guardrails, safety. You can just walk right up there and jump in one of these mud pits. I wouldn't recommend it. It'd be a terrible idea. But what a cool place to get to see. Well, we just topped out. It looks like it's 16,000, almost 200 feet above sea level. This is the highest I've ever driven a Winnebago. It's pretty awesome. Just when we thought we couldn't stand another washboard, we found a little oasis. This is a hot spring on the edge of one of the lagunas. As we pulled up, there's vacuna grazing around it. It was just meant to be. We had to stop here. We have to wash off the Lagunas route dust because we are covered in it, and we're getting ready to go for a dip. Woo, this is amazing. The water's not hot, it's not cold, it's just right. Okay, we've made it over here to Blanco and Verde lakes. We're not right on the lake. We're parked right behind this ancient lava flow, which kind of makes for a windbreak. It's a little breezy today, not too crazy, but the windbreak is definitely making a big difference for the comfort in our camp. We've had a long day driving on the washboarded roads. We're all a little beat up from that, but we are not far from the end of the Lagunas route. Just right over these mountains over here is the Chilean border. Now, if you've been watching this series, you've seen us cross dozens of borders, and we anticipate it's going to be about the same. The border into Bolivia was a little more difficult because we actually needed to have a visa as US citizens to get into Bolivia. It wasn't hard, but it was a few more steps, and getting into Chile shouldn't be as difficult. But we'll know more tomorrow. This is a very remote border that does not get lots of traffic, so we're kind of interested in checking it out and seeing what this is going to be like. Tonight we're going to enjoy this camp. It should be beautiful here. I'm looking forward to doing some landscape photography here. We're at 14,700 feet here, so it is kind of high. We're all feeling that when we sleep. We'll see if tonight is the same, but we're all, I think, looking forward to dropping down and getting to a little lower elevations in the days to come. So here it is, Lagunas route, Camp 3, and we're just going to enjoy our last night on the Lagunas route. Good morning, Atacama Desert and Lagunas route. This is the most Martian landscape I have ever seen. So I'm up here on this old lava flow above our camp. You see this dust right here? That is coming from the road down there. It's an amazing dust plume comes by every time one of these, typically it's a Land Cruiser, passes by. But that is just an example of how dusty our vans are right now. Baja used to be my indicator of a really dusty place, and I think the Atacama Desert has now replaced Baja for the dustiest place that I've ever been to. I'm also feeling very dried out. My cuticles are cracking, my lips are cracking, and I'm feeling just super dusty. It is time to find a shower. We're headed to cross the Chilean border today. So it's a crossing day, that's always fun. And once we cross the border, there's a town called San Pedro de Atacama, which will be our first Chilean town. And from what I hear, it's kind of a cool little touristy town. Should have showers and all the stuff we need. We'll be excited to go there and probably get some store-bought food and relax a little bit after this amazing adventure through the Lagunas route. All right, let's do it. It's gonna be a fun day. All right, we just stamped out of the national park, which is kind of like its own little country here. Oh, and now we're going to Bolivian customs, which will be our next step. All right, here is the aduana and customs for Bolivia. All right, we just got our tip canceled. We are officially out of the country as far as our vehicle goes. We just get to get our passports stamped now, and it's about a 5-minute drive down the road, and that's where we'll do that at the, what I guess is the actual border. Hola. All right, we just stamped out of Bolivia. We are free to leave the country, and that way, just a short ways, is Chile. Okay, so the Atacama Desert, what do you need to know about it? Well, it is the driest place in the world, so bring lots of water. And the roads are incredibly dusty and washboarded. So be prepared for that. Have your vehicle ready to handle that sort of situation. And there are no fuel stops along the Lagunas route. So we filled up in Uni. There was that one little town where we could have gotten fuel, but they were out of diesel when we came through. They did have gasoline, but no diesel. So that could be a possibility to resupply fuel. Other than that, bring warm clothes, be ready for high altitudes. Like I said, plenty of food and water. Sunglasses, probably a buff for your face is a good idea because the sun is incredibly intense here. Be prepared to be self-sufficient driving across this very remote area, but there are a few little refuges and hotels where you can you could buy a few things. We did not need to do that. We came fully stocked and that was fine. But the big thing is clothing. Be ready for cold weather, high altitude, plenty of fuel, plenty of water, and bring plenty of memory cards because this place is beautiful and you're going to want to take a lot of photos and videos from it. I think that's it, other than the normal overlanding gear that you would have anyway. We are now going to go through this arch and on to Chile. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please hit like and subscribe down below. It really helps us so much. And I hope I see you somewhere over the horizon. Take care, guys. We're going to see you next time in Chile. Okay, is it Chile or Chile? I hear it both ways. I think the gringo way is Chile. The Spanish way is Chile. I'm probably going to interchange these as we go. But look at where we are. We made it to Chile.